G'day everyone. Thought I might talk to you about an interesting document that I saw on Sony Alpha Rumors, I think it was yesterday, but talking about camera sales, the December camera sales, and I thought that was interesting. I was sent some figures from the November sales, and I was going to talk about that, but then I got this, so I thought I'd discuss the latest sales. But what I wanted to discuss with you, and I'd love your comments and opinions about this, is whether you think now, due to these sales figures, that Sony has to release a new camera. They were overtaking Nikon, and it seems to have changed. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So if I click over onto this document, what you can see here is this is the Japan sales results, and it says that Nikon regains the second position at Sony's cost. So that's really interesting, because I was so excited a couple of months ago that when Sony overtook Nikon, but it looks like Nikon have now gone back into number 2, which is really interesting. And if you look at the figures there, they're saying that you can see the dip. So you can see all of a sudden where this dip has happened, and it's now down to 17.5. Nikon have gone up to 19.2. Canon, even though they are still leading really quite well here, have also had quite a dip as well. So that's interesting. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens this year with camera manufacturers. The other thing too is that it's showing that Olympus is still very strong in Japan. And remember, these figures are only for Japan. I'm not sure if they relate to, say, US sales and things like that, but I can only discuss this with you at this stage. But Olympus sales are really quite strong. Fuji have dipped though, so that's interesting as well. So, whether that Fuji sort of hysteria now is starting to die down a little bit. And Panasonic's have had a really big jump up there, whether that's their new video releases that they've announced not long ago, have made a big difference in their sales as well, because there is a jump. Even though they are down a lot lower, they've still jumped up a reasonable amount. So it's really interesting. But like I said, the main one I wanted to concentrate on was that Nikon now have gone back into the number 2 spot. And I noticed down here that they're saying this is interchangeable system camera business, and they say Sony has lost the second position and is now 17.5% of the share. Nikon regained the second position and is now 19.2%. And they're also saying, and I think this may be true, that this isn't a surprise because Nikon announced the very decent Z50 affordable camera, while Sony's new A9 II is only meant to sell in small numbers to professionals. They're also saying, on the other hand, it's a bit surprising to see how both Canon and Fuji shares dropped slightly, while Olympus sales seems to do very well in Japan. So it's interesting to look at the results. So looking at that, Canon is still way ahead, but they are having a dip. So like I said, I wanted to mention that. Nikon have definitely had a reasonable jump here going back over Sony. Sony have dropped down, but that could be because Sony hasn't released a new affordable camera for quite a while. That's why I think the A7 IV will be released very, very soon. I would think probably within a few weeks. So let me know your opinion down below. I'd love to know what you think about this, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.